my name's Heaven, and this is my friend Earth.
We're like best friends forever, like literally. And we have an amusing story to tell about our first adventure, like together.
Okay, so it all started a really, really, really long time ago. Earth came totally out of nowhere.
For real, God created me, and I was like all like dark and awkward.
Mm-hmm. She totally was. And then all of a sudden, we both started hearing God's voice, and Earth started to change.
It was like every time God spoke, something totally radical started happening to me. Little did I know I was getting a total ambush makeover.
Like, that's so awesome. God started with light. It was like he flipped on this huge switch or something.
We're all, no way, because it totally changed everything. God called it day. We called it fabulous.
It lasted like a while, but then it got all dark again. We were a little freaked out. But God was all, hey, I'll make it dark at night so you can rest. It'll shine again tomorrow because I have more to do. So just relax. He was so cool about it. It was like totally rad.
God was so not kidding about having more to do. He created this cool space, gave me a whole like new dimension called like sky. God added these cute little puppy white things. Totally took me from drab to like fab.
Oh, yes, he did. Then the swirling started. Like the sea and the land, it like separated. And because God knows like everything, because duh, he does, he knew that blue and brown perfectly complemented one another. The blue sea next to the brown earth, it was like simply stunning.
And God was like just getting started with all the colors. Next, God started bedazzling me with all of this green stuff.
I remember how I was like all, like, gross me out, gave me the spoon. You have a nasty rash. But God was all like, I meant to do that, and called the green stuff plants and trees.
So I just chilled out. Kind of glad when it got dark again because I totally needed to chillax a little.
Okay, so then the next day was like the coolest because God brought out the bling.
There was like this huge bright light and this smaller glowing one, and God called it sun and moon.
But our most favorite were like the little tiny twinkly ones God called stars.
We could have totally hung out and looked at those stars forever because they were so pretty and there were so many. But the sun came out again, and then it got really like bizarre. I felt this tickling all over, and these like flappy things were like moving up my face.
Fish and birds, they were like super beautiful and made Earth really look pretty and all. But what happened next was not exactly beautiful. These totally weird sounds started coming out of her. I was like, you totally should not be doing that in public.
Promise, it wasn't me. It was about a bazillion kinds of animals all running around making noises. And they realized, and we realized something else.
God is like the total best at accessorizing. You can't imagine all of the different kinds of creatures God made for Earth. But just when we like thought it couldn't get any better,
There was the big reveal. God totally saved the best for what? It was like God took a selfie and used it to create those beautiful creatures he called humans. Their job was to take care of each other and to take care of me.
Humans were the most incredible things we'd like ever seen. And God gave them everything they needed, like what they need to eat. And like this, it was like this whole fantastic all you can eat organic buffet kind of thing. God thought of everything. Yes. When God made me and when he made people like you, God thought of like every single detail. God totally loved it when all of his creation was finished. I'm so glad God made you, bestie.
Me too, bestie. I'm so glad God made you too.
We're so glad God
God
made
made
everything,
everything, and
and
God
God
made
made everything
everything good.
good.
Go.
Wow. Wow. I can't believe what happened to me today. I was created, and it was amazing. God had been very busy the last few days. First, there was nothing. Then, every day, God made something new: light, the ocean, the sky, the sun, and the moon. Plants, trees, flowers, fish, birds, you name it. Everything was made for a reason, and it was good. Yesterday, God made these things called animals. They're wonderful creatures. Big ones and small ones, furry ones and tough ones, spotted ones and striped ones. Some have long necks, some have sharp teeth. Each one is unique. God is so creative. And then God made something extra special. God made me. God took some dirt from the ground, the freshest dirt you've ever seen, and shaped me into the first ever, brand new, pleased to meet you human being. God's world is awesome. I love breathing the crisp air and eating the delicious fruit in the garden. But the thing I love most is what God made just for me. First, God made me go to sleep. Then, God took one of my ribs and turned it into the most dazzling creature I've ever seen: a woman. She's beautiful, and now she's my wife. We watch over the animals and take care of the garden we live in, the Garden of Eden, together. God has given us everything we need. God must really love us. Wow. I'm so thankful that God made me. Even though God made everything, God chose to make me. And God chose to make you too. God wanted you to be part of our very special world. God made you exactly as you are, and God never makes mistakes. And you know the best part? God made us because he loves us so much, and God will never stop loving us. Isn't that amazing? What's one thing in God's creation that amazes you?